We actually started playing later than most people. We didn't start until like 5th grade, so almost middle school. And then around that time, I had a leg injury too, so I didn't really get to play as much my first 2 years. But we started at the same time. But for us, it was our family. Like our whole family played basketball. My mom played basketball. Cousins played basketball. So we were around it. But honestly, at first we were too girly. Like we wanted to go to practice in leggings and be all dressed up and stuff. So we weren't really like interested in first, but like once we started doing it, like we just fell in love with it. And ever since then, like being naturally athletic and then just loving the game, love watching it, being around it, all of that, it just grew over time. And I definitely think Kansas City has made it a part of that because we've met so many great hoopers along the way, like former teammates, former coaches, like just being in that environment definitely made us fall in love with it more and more, for sure.
And then what got you to UMKC in the first place? What was your road here? Because it's a pretty special thing to be able to stay at home and have the amount of success, especially last season, but the amount of success that you've had.
Yeah, for sure. I think definitely, like we said, being from here and knowing how close it is, but also our stepdad, Quinn Day, he played for UMKC, I think back in 2001, I believe. He had some records here and stuff like that, so he had that connection too. So that was another full circle moment, getting an offer from here and then being able to stay home. It just felt like the right choice, like I said.
Did your stepdad and Coach Whitaker know each other?
Yes, they did. He was playing around the time that she was coaching, actually.
That's what I figured, yeah.
So that was another reason why, like, they had that connection too. So I'm like, it just feels right. Like everything's just lining up how it's supposed to be.
That's gonna be
sure.
That's gonna be so wild when he's out at games and he.
Yeah, it's a big full circle moment. It's crazy.
It's pretty wild to have that happen. So you wind up here. What really contributed to the breakout last season? Because you've been successful your whole run, but that success was a little bit different last season. Where was kind of your moment where it like just clicked for you, where you became this new player last year?
I did a lot of reflecting before this last year. It was finishing my junior year, so it's like that about to start my junior year, it's like that halfway point in college. And I did have some success my freshman and sophomore year, but it wasn't where I wanted to be. And it was just a different level of motivation going into my junior year. Like, I knew what I was capable of. I knew what I wanted to achieve. And so the really important thing for me was to put the work into it and do what I needed to do, be where I needed to be. And then also starting to become a vet in the program and being here and stuff like that going into my 3rd year. Like, I knew the Summit League by that point. I knew what to expect and stuff like that. So all I had to do was put confidence in myself and go out there and do it. And then once I saw it, it just became easier. So I definitely think getting older, the experience, that definitely played a role in it. But yeah, just believing in myself for sure.
And what have you kind of found that your identity as a player is? I feel like stats show that you found that last year.
Oh, yeah.
But speaking from your own words, what do you feel like your identity as a player is now as you head into this 4th year?
I definitely say like a little dog. Like I play in the post, but I'm undersized. Technically, you don't really see somebody my height or my build be in the post a lot, but that's just where I dominated the most, like rebounding. Like I know how to use my athleticism. I don't care about how taller you are, how big you are. Like I have the confidence in myself to out-rebound you, score around big post players, whoever, and then also use my speed as a guard and being guard size to do what I need to do in that area too. And then going in this year, I know that I can build off of that too, like keep doing what I need to do in the post, but expand my game even more. So honestly, I've always called myself like a little dog. Like I don't care how hard the task is. Like I'll go do it or whatever. I don't care who's in front of me. I don't care who it is, how big of a player you might be. Like none of that has ever bothered me. I just know what I'm capable of, and I can show you, like, I can do it just as well as you may think you can. So yeah, I've always had confidence in that for sure.
I wanted you to say it, but the amount of rebounds that you came up with this year was crazy.
I know. Everybody says that. Yeah.
What have you noticed? It could be personality. It doesn't have to be on the court. You haven't practiced a bunch yet. What have you noticed? At least, what have you noticed so far about the young women that are going to be playing with you this year so far in your early impressions?
I think it's the desire to play and desire to win. Like, everybody seems, like I said, they'll say they want to win, but I can just feel the energy. Like, we have no problem. Like, we've been in the weight room. We have no problem pushing each other, cheering for each other, communicating, all that stuff. Like, the support is just, it feels genuine. It feels real. And you need that on a team, especially this early, so we can start building the chemistry we need going into the season. Because, most Summer League teams, they probably have a couple of returners, so they already have chemistry built, but we're going to be brand new. So it's important we start chemistry as much as we can. as early as we can. But we definitely I can feel the support. I feel the love. I feel the push and hard work at the same time too. Like, we're not going to let each other slack off. We're not going to not hold each other to the best standard that we know that we can be at. But at the same time, we understand that we're new and, still going to learn each other, but still we know what we want to accomplish at the end of it. So yeah, I think we're all ready and getting used to each other and being ready for that for sure.
How are you preparing for this year for the first time, where it was starting to happen last year, but it's a little different after a full off season when people are putting all conference as a part of your resume? How's that something that you're preparing for, to be the person that every team, when they're getting in their scouting meeting, you're going to be the name that's coming up right at the beginning of that meeting?
Yeah, honestly, it's just feel for me. Like, it doesn't put any fear in my heart or anything like that. If anything, it juices me up more to prepare how I need to for the season. Like I said, expanding my game, doing what I need to do, strengthening my weaknesses and all of that. But I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna change the core person I am. Like, I know that you can scout me however you want. I know me, and I know I can find a way around it. So, I mean, it just makes me more excited. But it's nice to know that, like, people have that attention on me now, and just being able to, work towards that and do what I need to do. Like I said, it doesn't put any fear in my heart. It just makes me more motivated and more excited. So yeah, and I know, like I said, I trust Coach Witt. She's gonna adjust, as the season goes on, or even in preparation for the season. She's gonna put me in positions that she knows will be beneficial for me, but also, keep me going to where I was at and build off of last year and stuff like that, for sure too.
How excited are you to have so much more size in this team now? Because it's a much larger, this is a much longer, more athletic, larger team than the team that you were putting out there last year.
Yeah, for sure. I love that. I think we need that for sure, because the Summer League is big. Like we had mentioned, like a lot of the teams, the top teams have, they have that height and size and athleticism and stuff. So I think it would just make it much more easier competing with your North Dakota States and your South Dakota States and stuff like that. Like, it'll just make it more, like you had mentioned, we have a lot of close games towards the end of the year and, throughout the year last year. But I feel like those will put us over the top, because all we needed sometimes was height and size. So I definitely think that we have the keys now this year to win those games and do what we need to do.
Two things on leadership. First of all, you had an amazing teammate in Zaire Harrell last year.
Oh, I love her, yes.
And she was, oh man, it was just really special to get to watch her for a year here. What did you learn from her? What were your favorite memories of her as a teammate?
She was very unapologetically herself. Like, she never changed who she was on and off the court. And I think that's something that I definitely learned a lot from her last year. I mean, I've known her for a long time, but I feel like last year she really stepped into that role. And that's something that I want to bring into leadership and the leadership aspect to this team, being a newer team or whatever. Speaking up when I need to, holding my teammates to that standard, using my veteran status or whatever to help them learn or whatever it is that they might need. And then just being vocal, and then also showing it on the court as well, like not taking any reps off in practice, being the player that I am, showing them like you can work hard every day and still be a good person and stuff. You can hold your teammates accountable in the right way and still be, good and all of that. I think that's very important. And Zaire, she showed that every day. I can't tell you one day where she slacked off or wasn't her true self or didn't show that leadership aspect. So that's definitely something that I can follow in her footsteps and do for sure.
And I was going to ask as well as I was getting at, what new elements are you going to bring to leadership to this team now that really you and your sister are going to be the leaders?
Yeah.
Only veterans returning to this roster. So what new things are you guys going to bring as leaders when you're unapologetically yourselves to this team?
I just want to get us more involved in the community. I feel like I said, it's really important for me being here. I feel like that's important. Like, you can have the games, do what you can on the court, but it's also important that, build the support with people outside of that too. And like, you can want them to come to your games, but if you don't have any relationship with them, it's hard to have that be consistent. Like, we want to fill up the Sweeney Center, and when we go to Municipal, we want to fill up the stadium and stuff. So of course we got to build those connections in the community first. And then, like I said, it's important for me being here, being from here and stuff. Like, I want to get out, reach out to my community, do things for people that I know might need it, and then, just build the support, especially for the youth who are like looking up to us and stuff. There's so many younger female hoopers in Kansas City who may not recognize Kansas City is a good school or not really having it one of their top choices, but it should be. And I feel like for us as players and being from here, like, it's important for us to show that, like, you can be a part of your community, you can be at this team here and still do what you need to on the court. Like, just having both. So I definitely think getting involved more is very important. So I think that's something that I want to bring more leadership in and show our newer teammates who might not be from here. Like, Kansas City is a very supportive community and we need them. So just as much as they want to come watch us. So I definitely think that's one part of it.